If someone told you that Los Angeles, the city of stars, palm trees, and red carpets, was falling apart, you might laugh. Maybe you'd picture a punchline from a late-night show or a dramatic plot twist from a Netflix series. But the reality unfolding in the streets of L.A. isn't scripted. It's not a film. It's colder, more tragic, and far more real. In the shadow of glittering hills and luxury homes, a humanitarian crisis has taken root. One that's growing so vast and complex that even the city's brightest lights can't hide it anymore. Today, on the same sidewalks where aspiring actors once handed out headshots, people sleep curled under tarps, clutching backpacks filled with degrees, memories, and fading hopes. This is not just Los Angeles' story. It's America's mirror. Let's pull back the curtain. The city of dreams and despair. Los Angeles. The name alone conjures sun-soaked beaches, movie premieres, and Instagram-worthy brunch spots. But behind the curated shots and glamorous skyline, another version of the city exists. It's quiet, grim, and painfully ignored. Walk through downtown, just a few blocks from glistening skyscrapers and rooftop lounges. The scenery changes. Tents line the sidewalks. Shopping carts overflow with plastic bags. Human beings lie motionless on concrete, their faces weathered by time, poverty, and invisible battles they fight each day. Once, Los Angeles was the poster child for the American dream. Today, it's a case study of how quickly that dream can dissolve. As of 2024, more than 175,000 people are homeless across Los Angeles County. Let that number sink in. That's enough to fill SoFi Stadium, with thousands left standing outside. If they stood shoulder to shoulder, they could form a line from Venice Beach to downtown L.A., no gaps, no room to breathe. In places like Skid Row, tents pop up like weeds after rain. If those tents were stacked, they'd rival the tallest buildings in America. But they're not landmarks. They're symbols of neglect. Skid Row, ground zero. Skid Row isn't some far-flung dystopian zone. It's right next to L.A.'s financial district. Just one wrong turn off a polished boulevard, and you enter a different world. One that feels like it belongs in a post-apocalyptic film. More than 24,000 people live here, many of them trapped in a system that sees them as numbers, not names. At night, the air hums with tension. Screams echo from alleys. Flashlights flicker. And everywhere, the smell of despair hangs thick. A retired LAPD officer once said, "I've faced gangs and cartels, but Skid Row? There's nothing to negotiate there, nothing to control." Even law enforcement keeps its distance, not out of fear but futility. Yet amid this chaos are stories we too easily overlook. A 10-year-old girl tries to sleep on a thin mattress next to her mother, surrounded by strangers. She should be learning multiplication tables. Instead, she's learning survival. "I don't like being here," she whispers. "I have to be brave." This is not a scene from a movie. It's life for thousands of children in L.A., lives unfolding under streetlights instead of ceilings, childhoods sacrificed to crisis, one step from the edge. Think homelessness is just about addiction or laziness. Think again. The truth is far more uncomfortable. In Los Angeles today, the gap between the middle class and the streets is often just one bad month, a missed rent payment, an unexpected medical bill, a sudden layoff. That's all it takes. A woman named Mona used to make $25 an hour working remotely for an insurance firm. She had a master's degree, a steady routine, and a small home. Then the Thomas fire swallowed her house. Her job followed, and everything she'd built vanished overnight. Now, she sleeps in her car. All she wants is to be inside again, she says. To take a shower, wash my clothes, comb my hair. What once was routine is now a dream. Even professionals aren't immune. Daniel, an astronomy professor at UCLA, earns $70,000 a year, a solid salary by most standards. But rent hikes and cost of living surges push him out. He now teaches online, crashing on friends' couches far from campus. When he asked for a raise, he was denied. Now, he teaches the stars while struggling to afford a roof over his head. This isn't rare. It's a growing trend. Educators, nurses, office workers, engineers. Many of them now live in cars, tiny trailers, or tents. They didn't fail the system. The system failed them. The American dream, rewritten. We were raised to believe in a simple equation. Work hard, stay honest, and you'll succeed. But in Los Angeles, that equation has been broken. Today, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is over $2,500 per month. A modest home, nearly $1 million. That's 2.5 times the national average. And food? Essentials like eggs, milk, and bread have shot up by over 30% in just 2 years. In this city, being able to cook a warm meal is now a privilege, not a given. Meanwhile, SNAP benefits, America's safety net for food assistance, have been slashed, affecting over 41 million people. For many, that was the last thread holding them above water. Low-income families now make impossible choices. Pay rent or eat, buy medicine, or keep the lights on. A 70-year-old grandmother spent 6 months living in a rusted truck, waiting for rental assistance that finally arrived just before winter. She survived, but barely. For the elderly, even technology has become a gatekeeper. Don't know how to use a smartphone? Can't navigate a digital form? Then you might miss your only shot at help. Trying to fix the unfixable? The City of Angels is trying. Initiatives like Inside Safe, spearheaded by Mayor Karen Bass, aim to move people from tents to temporary housing. Over 13,700 individuals have been served. The housing-first approach, prioritizing shelter before sobriety or employment, is gaining traction. Tiny homes, about 8 feet by 8 feet, offer privacy, beds, electricity, dignity. But here's the truth. Despite hundreds of millions of dollars, the tents are still there. The encampments grow, and so does public skepticism. Where's the money going? Are these programs effective, or are they Band-Aids on bullet wounds? Some critics argue the system has turned homelessness into an industry, complete with contracts, inflated salaries, and murky transparency. Is it possible that in trying to help the homeless, we've also created a structure that profits from their pain? The trust deficit is real. LA's residents want more than announcements. They want proof. Change they can see on the streets, not just in spreadsheets. Where do we go from here? Los Angeles, a city famous for reinvention, now faces the greatest challenge of its life. Not winning an Oscar or hosting the Olympics, but saving its soul. The fight against homelessness is not just a budget issue. It's a moral test. Can we build a society where shelter isn't a reward but a right? Can we design a city where even the most vulnerable are protected, not discarded? This isn't someone else's problem anymore. This is us. All of us. Because in Los Angeles today, homelessness doesn't discriminate. It's coming for the educated, the working, the one secure. It's the teacher who can't afford a second car, the nurse who couch surfs between shifts, the family who quietly parks behind a grocery store every night. And if it can happen in LA, it can happen anywhere. Final thoughts. Los Angeles is still beautiful. The palm trees still sway. The sunsets still dazzle. But beneath that beauty is a silent emergency, one we can no longer ignore. What's at stake isn't just housing. It's human dignity, the future of our cities, the integrity of the American dream. To change this story, we need more than policy. We need empathy, urgency, and most of all, unity. Because the truth is this. If we don't act now, the crisis in Los Angeles won't just define one city. It will define who we are as a nation. Let's not let that happen. What do you think? Can Los Angeles and America turn the tide? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk respectfully, honestly, and with hope, because change starts with awareness. And awareness starts here.